Check this out. Boss man's bought me a new box because the other day he asked me for something and that drawer just fell out. It's been like that for some time, the drawer. It's buggered. He said to me, nah man, it's time you get a new box, man. I'll get you a new box or not. Boss man's got me a new box. Early Christmas present from the boss man. Yeah, some of them are alright, you know, some of them boss man. Some are alright, some of them still. Yeah man, that's nice of the boss man. I saw my box is buggered and he got me a new one. Okay, we've got 2 keys there. So these drawers here, they actually lock in. You push that and it opens up. That's quite a good lock in. So I think those are the wheels in there. Okay, so I done a video some years ago called Train Engineers Toolbox Tour, and that video was very popular. That was a very popular video, and I've been getting quite a lot of requests to do an update because I think it's been like 10 years now or a bit less. So this is the old box, this is the original box from that video, and this is my new box, well, newish sort of toolbox. Excuse me. Yeah, the reason why I got a new box is because it was about, I say, yeah, it was Christmas time. It was last Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve. One of the bosses asked me for a tool. It was a 55, I don't know if it was 55 span or socket, but all the big stuff I keep at the bottom. So when he asked me for it, I pulled this drawer out. As you can see, the drawer just drops out because the rollers there are broken. It was like that for some time. So when he saw that, the boss said to me, "How long you had that box for?" So I said to him, "Just under 10 years." So he said to me, "All right, then it's time you get a new one. It's time for you to have a new box. You deserve it." So he went and got me a new box, a new toolbox. So this one there, I've been using this for about a year now. So it's not new no more. You can see some scuffs on it. Because working on trains, it is a harsh, very harsh environment. Now I'm not sure how long these wheels are going to last, because as you can see, those wheels are bigger, and the bigger wheels are better for this type of workshop, because I'm always wheeling it around. You have to push it over rails as well, so I'm not sure how long those wheels are going to last. It's on the top here. No, it's a bit. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people commented on the state of my box, saying it's a mess. But you got to remember, I use this box every single day. You know, I see a lot of people with their fancy snap-on boxes, tools all shining and very clean, but this gets used every single day. You know, see this? This is a I had a Bosch impact wrench in there. But what I done, I took the box off and attached the handle to it, so I can just put things in it. Depending on what job I'm doing, I can just load my parts in there and carry it around with me, and carry the nuts and bolts in it. What's in this bag? We've got a mask in there. This is one of the filters. I prefer these ones, so the cheap disposable ones. Got a spare bag. But inside this bag, we just keep silicone in there. Silicone gun. Contact cleaner we got in there. And some other sprays and lubricants we got in there. We got a few scrapers in there. We got this here, this waste kind of bag. Depending on what I'm doing, it's quite handy that, so I have to keep them bending down to pick up tools and stuff. Depending on what I'm doing, I don't always use it. Depends on the job. Comes in quite handy that. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what we've got to deal with. We're pushing our toolboxes around the workshop. See the tracks, and that takes a lot of toll on the toolboxes, you know. The wheels get stuck in there, and it's so this is the main cause for the toolboxes getting wrecked. That is basically what wrecks the toolboxes, pushing it over these rails. Right, top drawer. That's a certificate from a course I done. Got to bring that home. So in this top drawer, we just got nuts and spare bolts, padlocks. Because when we're working on the train, we have to padlock the batteries and other things. So no, I don't turn it on by mistake. We're actually working on the train. All these nuts and bolts are just nuts and bolts I've picked off the floor. Sometimes in the kits they put extras in this, so I'll just put them in my box as spares, because sometimes in the kits they give us certain things are missing. Second drawer. Got some blue gloves there, shoe covers, spare USB cable. No one's gonna thieve that, it's pink in it, that's why I keep it there. He wants a pink USB cable. That does iPhone. It's got USB-C and micro USB as well. It's a screwdriver compartment there. A couple of steel rules. A lot of these tools I've had from the last video. We've got some keys in there, some train keys. I can't tell you what they're for, but they're for to open certain things in the train. And tape, some PTF tape we got there. Some marker pens, because every time you talk about, we have to mark it, so when they're doing their inspections, they know it's been, they can see if it's moved or not. We got a stamp there, the sign work off. Yeah, PPE, goggles, for when I'm doing drilling and stuff. Some gloves. Oh yeah, we got that's quite handy that. Now I bought this myself with Amazon. It's quite handy for certain jobs. We got there some feeler gauges there. Alright, I've got some hammers in there, chisels, punches. That's what that section is. We've got a file there. So this is basically the Allen key section. Now these are for the air systems. If you want to drain the air tank, you screw this on it. It's basically a silencer. So when you drain it, it doesn't make too much sound to damage your ears. That dampens the sound. Yeah, they call it a silencer. That's the plier section. See, these soft draw ones, they're for undoing the electrical plugs, because sometimes it can be tight. You can't always do it by hand. And I quite like these Kneepex ones, if that's how you pronounce it. But it's quite hard on metal, and it actually does cut into the bolt and grip it. Yeah, I quite like them. That's another Kneepex one there. But I prefer this one, this sliding one. Because the thing about these ones, after a while, it wears out. See these, they wear out. But they're still going strong so far. with my Allen keys. I must say, these Roebuck brand Allen keys are quite good. They're quite hard. I've never had one that's actually rounded off. Yeah, they're quite hard wearing. Now it's a socket drawer now. Now that's the 1/2 inch socket set. Same one I had from last time. Same ratchet as well. The thing about ratchets, if you take them apart and clean them out quite often, they'll last forever. 10 to 30, what's that? To 34 mil. We've got the same 3/8 drive set there from last time. Okay, so this socket set is from the original video. I still got it. As you can see, the little thing, the little bracket thing, whatever you call it, clip, broke. I tried to plastic rolled it, but it didn't quite work. So there we go. Still going strong. But these things have worn out that hold them in. I tried to put in tape, but they don't quite hold. That's a new addition. Boss man gave me that one. And this ratchet, this is not the original ratchet. Do you know what? I don't know what happened to the original ratchet. I can't remember if it broke or if I lost it. But this is a Halford's advanced professional ratchet that picked up down the car boot sale. We've got a 1/4 drive to 3 adapter there for certain tasks. It's quite handy. And we've got 2 4mm. This 4mm is quite a popular size hex that's used on trains, especially inside the train, the interior. A lot of panels use 4mm countersunk screws. That's quite handy for getting to tight spaces. The original 10mm, I lost it. So that's one I picked up on the car boot sale. Yeah, this set, as you can see, does get used quite a lot. Look at the state of it. Now, I can't remember if this is in the original video, because I got this sometime after. This is quite handy when you're working in the cab for the smaller stuff. So there you go, 6 to 30mm. I glued a magnet in some of them for a certain job I was doing. And that's quite a low profile ratchet. I used that on the door header gear, because it's such a tight clearance trying to get into it. There's a PZ2 bit that I broke. My fault really. I should have been using a PH3 bit, but I was being lazy. I tried to use a PH2 and it broke. Well, I guess you learn from your mistakes. So this is, I know this is a new edition. I've already had this for 2 or 3 years. So I needed some security Torx bits for a job I was doing. So the company gave us, some of us, this set. So it's got all the security bits in there. Security Torx, security hex bits. But one thing it didn't have is still more flat blade. But I was put that in there for a certain job I was doing, so I ain't got to fiddle about too much. So I don't think this kit has changed much from the first video. This is basically a 3/8 drive socket set, but it was kind of big, the original socket set, and too big to fit in my box. So what I've done, I just took out the stuff that I would actually use, like the ratchet there, of course. That never come in the kit. Let me try and pull that off. I can't really get that off. That's a adapter on there. Yeah, I got it off now. That's a long Allen key, 4mm. Because usually I usually use this socket set for when I'm doing, they call them jumpers. They're the plugs that actually go between the carriages. You will see them on your train journey. This is what I usually use that set on when I'm taking them up and putting them down. I've got a grinder down 17 there. Got a 30mm ratchet spanner. This is a Blue Point spanner, a brand of Snap-on, and that, I must say, that is that's one of the smoothest ratchets I've got. Witness smart pen, long extension. You got a 10 and 11 there. Never use 11. Actually, the only thing that I've actually used 11 on trains is the horn. On the horn, they got this guard they fitted on it, like an aftermarket mod, to stop birds getting inside the horn. And there's a valve on the doors, internal doors I use it on, to adjust the pressure. That's it really. 17 there. The thing about 3/8 drive is quite useful, because there's certain places where you can't get a 1/2 inch in. So this is where 3/8 drive comes in useful. Got a 10mm there. Got a step down 3/8 drive to 1/4 inch. That's a 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive there. That's to put inside the impact wrenches, the ones with the hex drive on it. I've got another one there, don't know where that comes from. Got another adapter there, 1/4 inch to 3/8 drive. What's that there? 7. What are you 7? I think it might be a toilet, I can't remember. Got 6. That's for the battery isolation switch on the diesel trains. Well, that's actually bent because those screws in the switch are very tight, and the screwdriver will not do. Universal joint, because sometimes the battery switches, they take Phillips screws, so that's why I got that in there. 4mm. As a posi drive. I might have had a really tight one day. 8mm socket. What's that? Don't know what that is. Oh, it's a 10mm, spare 10mm, you know. You can never have too many 10mm. That's one size that goes missing. 5mm NP. That's a 19. Because usually I prefer to use 1/2 inch or 19 nuts, but sometimes 1/2 inch can't get into certain spaces. 13, another very popular size. And a long 10mm. Yeah, so look, that's a scaled down version of a 3/8 drive socket set. Or the things that I would use out of that set. A lot of the things in that set, it's kind of useless. But I've got the box somewhere. I won't tell you where I keep it, but it's somewhere around that box with other bits and pieces in it. It's blue, it's a blue socket set, plastic box. Alright, we've got a set. That's my set of spanners. It's from 6mm all the way up to 32mm we got there, but as you can see, because I use them there every day, the wallet bit that holds the big one's broken, so I've got to try and get a new wallet from somewhere. So I don't really like keeping them loose. I prefer to keep those in a wallet. So if I'm doing a certain job and I don't have these spanners, I can just grab the whole wallet at one time. Then we got some gearless ratchet spanners there. Gearless ones. So this is my spanner drawer. Got a Bosch impact driver. This is the new edition. Company supplied this for a particular job I was doing. It's quite handy for getting to tight spaces. Yeah, that's a new edition from the original video I made. Now this thing is still going. This is from the original video and I use that quite often. Very good tool, that. The amount of years I've had this and it's still going strong. Bosch. Look, you can tell I've had it for a long time because look, even the grip is worn out with it. And that gets, it's not the strongest tool, but it's alright for small nuts and bolts. M10 and under. Even the bigger stuff I use it for as well. Basically I just drive in the bolts using that adapter, 1/2 inch adapter. Now this wallet, someone threw it away, so I thought I'd take it and make use out of it. So I like making use out of things other people don't see use in. So I've got a few spares in there, 10mm, another 10, another 10. Now what's that? It's a BA. I've got 8 there. An open end 8 and 9 there. A few spare 10s there, 'cause you know 10 is a very popular size and often do go missing. We've got a lever bar there. Quite handy tool for moving things, lining up holes. Got 36. See, a lot of these from the original video, a lot of these. Yeah, we got a 41 there. It's quite a common size in trains. Yeah, a lot of these are from the original video. It's still going. Tape measure, of course. Got a 55. That's another common size. That's normally for the tanks. I use that for the air tanks. We've got a set there of open end spanners. Those are open end ones, 6 to 90mm. For this mainly I use it's the 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. That's all I use out of that set really. I don't really use the bigger ones in that set. Oh look, there's a strap. That is used for undoing plugs. Because on trains we use these electrical plugs. They call them knitting plugs. And the bigger plugs, they're kind of difficult to get around and they're often in tight spaces. And that normally does the job. Yeah, it's called bow stricter. Yeah, this is finding it hard to focus. There it is, bow stricter. So that's the maker of the company that made that. And we've got a smaller one there as well. Same thing, it's a bow stricter as well, but it's a smaller version of it. 24 ratchet spanner. It's quite handy. 36, 32. I normally use that for the air pipes. I think that I ever used that once on the diesel trains for the diesel fuel pump. The job we was doing, fitting new diesel fuel pumps. That's the only thing I've ever used that one on. Because it wasn't a metric size, the pump for the for it. It's an odd size. You see these? Absolutely rubbish. I bought these in Costco. I thought, yeah, that looks quite good. Basically, you press that to adjust it. That's how that works. And you press that to release. But they're rubbish. Because you get like a gap. You don't get a snug fit. So if you ever see these in Costco, don't buy them. Absolutely rubbish. Especially if you're working in a confined space, they're no good. Eight and we've got a 10, and we've got 8 more Allen key there, the ball end ones. But I never use them. That's why I don't keep them in the top drawer with the others. These big ones on the T handle, I never use. Look how clean they are. Never use them. If I'm doing the Allen key bolt, hex bolt, whatever you want to call it, that size, I'd rather put the socket on it. Another 24. We've got a long 19 there. That's a long 19 mil. That's quite handy for certain things. We've got a ratchet 19. We've got a 17 mil that I cut down there for a certain job, which is quite limited space. We got a 17 mil that I filed down there for, yeah, that's for the doors, because you can't get a normal spanner in there, so we have to grind that down. Because what I do sometimes when the ratchet spanners, when the ratchet wears out, people often throw the spanner in the skip. So I normally take them out and keep them for the jobs where you have to modify a spanner. Yeah, see me, I don't waste nothing. We grind that down. Got a scraper there. Now I bought this in Lidl. It's like 4 sizes in one. You got 18 there, 19 there, 16 that side, 17 that side. We got a Halford 17 ratchet spanner, flexi head, that I found on the floor here. It happens sometimes, people they drop things, and if there's no name on it, of course I'm gonna keep it. If there is a name on it, I'll give it back. Now I bought this at my own money. That's made by a company called Laser. I'm sure I've done a video on this. This is quite handy, this. I do use this quite a lot. Look, you actually got 2 sizes, but to change it, you push that for the size in the middle. So you got a 1915 there, 17, 13, 8, 12 that side, and 10 or 14 that side. I'm not sure why I got that in there. I'm not too sure what I've used that on. So that spanner, that show that I got from Lidl, where is it? This one. I think this is the other one that come in the kit. You got 10 that side, 8 that side, 13 that side, 12 that side. We've got adjustable there. It's quite handy. 13, very common size on trains. got a 17 ratchet, Facom, a 13 that I showed as a 13 as well. Another 13, yeah, it's handy keeping spare 13s. This 13s are very common size on trains. There's a 19 that grounded down for a particular job, because it was a tighter space. Another 19 that I grounded down. We got a short, stubby 19. I need to bring that back home and put in my socket set at home. Not the socket set, a spanner set. That was for the battery switch on the diesel train was doing. That needs to go in the wallet. The barcode 24. That belongs in the wallet. I think I bought this one on eBay. It's quite cheap. G-door. Got another 19 ratchet there. We got a few that I've modified again for particular jobs. It's a 27. And that's a 24 that I cut down. It's a 27 and a 24 that I cut down for, modified for a particular job. We got a crow's foot there. 13. Well, that goes in the torque wrench there. That's why it looks a bit funny, a bit odd. It's a crow's foot for a torque wrench. I'm not sure what you call these spanners here. It's a 10, 11mm. The only thing that I've used an 11mm on, I think it's the horn really. The horn's got an 11mm nut on it. 8mm Allen key wrench that I never, as I said before, I never use the T-handle ones on bolts that big. We've got a spare wallet there that I found that someone didn't want. Put that back in there. Hole saw. I found that in the skip. See, a lot of things I find, but people don't want that. I think, yeah, let me take it in case I need it one day. Another hole saw. We got a vernier caliper there. That one's out of date. That. I'll take that home. A few Allen keys there. Small ones. I think that's it for that drawer, I think. So I have never seen a 10mm spanner this long before. Now this didn't come in my toolbox. I don't know if I got this out the skip of one of the guys that retired of their box when they went. I can't remember where I got that from. That is a long 10mm. It's quite useful for certain tasks. See, there's a normal 10mm. As you can see, it's a lot longer. As I said, I've never seen one this long before. Alright, so this is the bottom drawer now. That's what I've got in the bottom drawer. That's a continuity tester that I made in the course I was doing. They sent me on an electrics course, and that was part of the project. Let me show you it. It's a continuity tester that I made from scratch. See it there? Made that from scratch. We've got some multimeter leads there. We've got a lever bar. So all this stuff, it's all the heavy stuff. Hacksaw. A clip for the multimeter leads. Copper hammer. Very useful tool. Because copper's soft, you don't damage things. You hit things with it. well, metal things anyway. Doesn't leave marks. That's a switch I got out of a broken drill. I'm not sure if it works though. I might try and put in another drill that needs a switch. That's if it does work, I'm not too sure. It wasn't a skip. Goggles. Got a hammer there. 55mm socket. That's quite a common size we're using trends. That gets quite a lot of use. Quite a lot of things do require 55. Some more multimeter leads. I found them laying on the floor before I picked them up. There's a positive crocodile clip. The negative I just picked up a minute ago. That's what came with my impact wrench, that little Bosch one I showed you earlier. I'm not sure what they're for, don't know. I found them somewhere. I thought I might need the screws at some point. Spare plug. Might take that home. Another multimeter lead I found somewhere. That's a spare hex socket. 22mm. Because these do often break. They snap there. Because the bolts that we use these on, they're torqued up to 1,600 Newton meters to torque to. And plus they got this heavy duty Loctite on it. So it's quite common for them bolts to break. Stilson pipe wrench, whatever you want to call it. Quite a handy tool. We've got a big one there. More multimeter leads. It's a radio lead there. Now this tube, I used that for testing the sensor on the toilet bowl. Because I test the sensor, you put that over the sensor, you pour some water down it, and the train toilet, it should dry flush. Basically, it's detecting that the bowl is full. Some files, I put these in the bottom because I don't really use those ones, really. So that's why that's in the bottom. Bunch of cords, that's for setting up the train doors. We've got a that's a 3/4 drive ratchet there. What else have we got here? Cable ties. We've got a 3/4 extension. That we use for getting off the dampers. They call them yaw dampers because it's round. They use that to grip the body of it. Then use the 24 socket to undo the bolt. I'm not sure what kind of material that is, but it's quite a hard wearing material. That's a piece of aluminium, it's quite soft. Use that for hitting things. That's for gluing stuff when I want to hold it down. Those are battery terminal posts, brand new ones. Another clip. Multimeter clip. Now these are for cutting door cables. No, those sort of bicycle brake cables, same sort of thing, but the ones using trains are a bit thicker. That's what that's for. That's for cutting cable. Wire cable, steel cable. Because some people use wire cutters, but that's not really the correct tool to cut them because it ends up making your wire cutters dull, blunt, I should say. But that is the correct tool for cutting those type of round cables, wire cables. Insulation tape. We've got a leverage tube there to put over the end of the breaker bar. That's a 41mm socket. Forgot what I use it on now. It's not something I really use. There you got a 24mm. It's another common size. 30mm, another very common one as well. There you got an adapter. That is, this adapter is 3/4 to 1 inch. That. Well, I should say the other way, 1 inch to 3/4. That's a 36 socket. Now that's more for when you're doing motor changes, you use that. Because the bolts are quite big to hold the motor on. More insulation tape. Didn't realise I got quite a lot of crocodile clips, you know, because what it is, I find them sometimes, it's on the floor, and rather than them end up in the bin, I always take them. Don't know why those are in there. Blow gun. To tell you the truth, we're not even really supposed to be using these at work. But I bought it for when I'm cleaning my computer. Well, I've got an air compressor now at home, but I used to bring my computer in and use that to blow all the dust out. Now here's some adapters. There's a what's that? That's a 3/4 extension. That's a 3/4 to 1 inch. That is. That's another 22mm socket there. That's a 1 inch drive that will take. That, don't know why I got that in there. Saw it hanging around, thought I'd keep it. Got a hacksaw blade there. Got a few hacksaw blades in the back. I think there for the sander valves. You know, on the train. When it's wet, you got a valve that blows sand in front of the wheel for traction. That's what that is for. And these, that's a stud remover there. Yeah, that is a stud removing tool. As you can see, it hasn't really had much use. Actually, we're going to throw that out. Whoever threw it out, I don't think they knew what it was for. But yeah, it doesn't really get much use. And that's it. But oh yeah, I've got one more thing to show you. Now this little box I keep in the bottom drawer, this is basically like a specialist toolkit I put together for when I'm working on train doors. The doors in between the train, when you go in between the carriage, those doors open up. Because those doors are a different system compared to the outside doors that you see. The doors on the inside of the train, they're pneumatic. And the doors on the outside are electric, powered by electric motor. But yeah, one of the guys has thrown this out, this box. So I asked him, can I have it, the box? He said, yeah. It's not, see that snap on. And there's just a few tools that, these tools are what's required to work on those doors. Because for a while I was on those doors. I think at one point I was on them for about 2 years. I was getting a bit fed up every day taking out certain tools just to do that job. So I decided just to make my own toolkit. But some of these tools in there are made, and some of them the company provided. Actually, most of them the company provided, but there's a few in there that are made. So we've got 3mm drill bits there. We use them for measuring the clearance at the bottom of the door. There's a 17 that are cut down. So on the door there are some sections where you can't get a standard spanner. So I cut the 17 down. And I grind the edges down as well. Actually, that's the train, that's the key that's used to turn the train on. Look at that. That's used to adjust the valves, because you can actually adjust the speed of the door. You can adjust the speed that opens and closes, and you can adjust the pressure as well. That's what that's for. That screwdriver is to adjust the dampening of the doors. So when the door's shut, if you hear like a shudder, a slam, adjust the one of the screws, absorbs the dampening of that. 13 there, extension. We've got a 19 we cut down. We've got a stubby 19. Actually, no, that's a 17. That's a stubby 17. We've got another 17. That's sort of curved and grinded down. Now that is a wearer 6mm. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the camera's finding it hard to focus, but you can't really see it. That's for the torque wrench, because there's two of the bolts on some of the doors that you can't get to, where you can't get the torque wrench in there. So you put the torque wrench in there, they can get into the gap to torque the bolt. Those are the bolts that actually hold up the header gear for the door. We've got a 13 there, another 13 we've got there. We've got an adapter to go into impact wrench, quarter drive to 3/8 drive. Got another adapter there. That's 3/8 drive to 1/2 inch drive. That's for the torque wrench. So a lot of the torque wrenches we've got, a lot of them are 3/8 drive. We've got another 17, we'll ground it down. We've got a level there, little mini spirit level. Actually, I got that from Maplin's, you know, years ago, on the counter. Remember his Maplin's? I think I paid like 50p for it. Now these bolts are to hold one of the strips on. It's in between the door. It's like a fire strip. So if there's a fire, the strip will expand and it won't allow the fire to pass through the door. But sometimes when taking the door apart, the strip sort of comes off. So what I do, I glue it and I screw the bolt out, and that will hold it on in the gap. So therefore, another adapter, 3/8 drive to 1/2 inch. We got a Faycom 30mm ratchet spanner. We got a 14, it's an unbranded spanner. Some of the valves are 14mm. We've got an 8mm there. That's for some of the pipe fittings, the pneumatic fittings on the, some of the components. They need 8mm, and they require 8mm. Now these, yeah, the company did not provide these spanners. These are wearer Joker ones. It's got a cutout in there. to hold the bolt. And having these just make the job a lot easier. We've got 8mm there. And these are my own I bought in, just to make my life easier. We've got a 30mm there. And we've got a 10mm. Well, I actually bought these down the market. I've got a full set at home, but there's a market that I go to, and sometimes I see these in people's bits and pieces they're selling. So I bought them singly, not all in one go. But of course, I do not lend these out. No one knows I even got these spanners because they're my amount of money. So those are things I don't lend out. Yeah, it's a bit noisy in there. The reason why it's so noisy, yeah, it is a bit noisy in there. The reason why is because they got this piece of equipment called a wheel lathe. Basically, it's a lathe machine that's built into the ground for machining the train wheels. So the lathe machine they got in there, it's been in the workshop for 25 years, and a lot of the components are leaking. It's come to the end of its life, so they've taken out the old wheel lathe and they're going to build a new one. I heard it's going to cost the company a couple of million, because it's a very specialist piece of equipment, the wheel lathe. I think it does save the company a lot of money. They got another company to reprofile their wheels. Yeah, we actually had a meeting about the building work on the wheel lathe, and it's actually going to go on for about a year. That's how long it is. This project is for the wheel lathe. It's going to take them a year to take out the old equipment and put in new equipment. It's a very specialist piece of equipment. Okay. So here's my Bluetooth speaker. Do you know what? I can't remember if this is in the first video I made, but I've had this speaker from around that time. As you can see, it's been through a lot. This speaker has been through war. The company is called Edifier. It has been dropped, it has been thrown, glue has got in it, and as you can see, it's still going strong. There's some Aerodap type of glue. It's a little modder done so I can hang it one beneath the train. Listen to the radio, some music. As you can see, it's gone through a lot. Well worth the money. I bought this from Richer Sounds for £20. I've had it, I guess I've had it for about 10 years now. It has to be around that. It's still going strong. Because I actually had this before. Not before I worked on trains, but when I got it, I didn't bring it to work straight away, you know what I mean? It was at home, wasn't getting no use, so I thought I might as well bring it to work. The only thing that doesn't work is the SD card bit. If you put SD card and their music on it, it no longer plays the music of the SD card. So I just use Bluetooth on it, hook it up to the company's iPad to play the radio. Sometimes my phone, depends. So here's one last thing. This lever bar I've got here. It's quite a useful tool for trains. For some certain equipment, parts we change, they're quite heavy. And sometimes you have to try and shift that component to line the bolts up to get them in to the threads. So that's where that comes in handy. But obviously I can't really fit that in the drawers in the toolbox. So what I've done was I used my hole saw and I drilled a hole right in the corner, so I can keep that in there right like that. Takes up less space. That's it.